And that was a shoot. Yeah, that's full-blown shoot.
Since you want to shoot, cowboy!
And now, the Real Shoot Wrestling Podcast.
Real Shoot Wrestling episode number 13.
The unlucky 13.
It depends on who you talk to. Some say it's lucky. I don't really care.
I don't really care
I'm not
either.
a Dan Marino fan. I don't really care.
Hey. Dan Marino is the Mr. Perfect of professional wrestling. Of football.
Okay.
They even did skits together.
They did.
Vignettes.
They did.
To show how perfect Mr. Perfect was.
He should have been on Ace Ventura with Dan Marino.
Oh, totally. He should have been a cop.
He should have done everything.
or like the a lineman or something.
All right. Well, that's a good way to start the show. I'm Gabe Jones.
I'm Tim Cross.
We have a special guest this week. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Justin Stanton.
Woo!
Justin Stanton from
Elkin's in the house.
Elkin / Buchanan.
You have have you ever been to the Big Timber?
I have. It is great, and it is really good. And there's also another place in Elkins that is.
What's your favorite Big Timber?
Smoke on the Water.
Okay.
Big Timber.
Yeah. I love their IPA.
Their IPA is good. I like their
Tim doesn't
blonde.
care.
I'm not gonna lie.
Shout out to Big Timber and shout out to Worst Kept Secret.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jared
Elkins boys.
Elkins. Yeah.
All right, so they're not actually sponsoring us, but they're if
Hey,
they
I don't
want
care.
to,
We're shouting them
that's
out.
fine. They have good beer.
Good
We've
food too.
I have to check that out.
Yeah.
I'll be there this weekend. Money in the Bank coming at you this weekend.
Can't wait for that.
Where do you guys like? Where do you guys like rank this pay-per-view?
For it being a Money in the Bank and the matches that you're going to get.
I mean, just like overall.
I have it being like one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year.
Yeah.
But it seems like, I don't know, since WrestleMania, every pay-per-view has been good.
We'll get to that. I
already upset Gabe.
No, I'm getting worried. We can talk about it now. I'm getting worried because they talked about. There's rumors that nothing's confirmed yet, but they said that they may be doing 2 pay-per-views
Good.
a month. I don't know if it's good or not.
Why?
Because,
All right, look at it this way. Do you watch Ring of Honor and watch their pay-per-views?
I do, but
Do you watch Evolve and catch up with their pay-per-views?
as much as I can, yes.
Do you do TNA? New Japan?
I wouldn't say TNA. I've maybe watched one TNA show in the
New
last
Japan?
5 years. Yeah.
So it's just the same thing.
It is,
If you're keeping your talent separated,
but I'm worried
it's just
about...
like watching... It'll be just like watching TNA and WWE because TNA's just going to...
I'm just worried about the quality.
I side with Gabe on this. I don't only worry about the quality. I worry about people getting tired of 2 pay-per-views a month. I know for like me and my friends, on pay-per-views, that's our one time a month we get away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the one time we can step away and
Same
do
here.
things with each other. And adding another one to that will be tough, I know, for most of us.
You don't want to put up with your friends that much.
Yeah, well, that and
I can only handle my
girlfriends' wives
friends
letting them
one
go.
good time a month.
Yeah.
Especially when WrestleMania, when it's 8 hours long. It's a little too much.
Well,
Sunday nights too. I don't know.
Well, you got to
most people work
understand.
Monday morning.
Yeah.
You also got to understand some of the pay-per-views are just going to be put together, like a Rumble, like a WrestleMania, like a SummerSlam.
And I wonder how that's going to be, but it has the potential to be good, but they have got to change the format, kind of.
And that's what I think it is. I think it'll be. I think the way it'll. What I think would be cool. The best way to do it is do it set up to the point to where they'll both have a pay-per-view that month, but they'll interchange with each other. Like one of them will have the big pay-per-view, one of them will have the in-your-house type.
I would rather them do like a house show instead of like a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Special.
Yeah, do a house show special. Do, a Madison Square Garden special. Do something like that. Because, intertwining with that the whole time, you're still going to have NXT and NXT takeovers.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just like getting another brand that's going to be good.
It's going to be a busy summer along with that because, they're doing the Cruiserweight thing. Just found out Tajiri's going to be a part of it. Holy cow.
Brian Kendrick.
Is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Kendrick's a part of it. TJ Perkins is a part of it.
La Sombra, or whatever his name is now.
Rick Swan.
CN.
Rick Swan is a part of it. What's his name from Tough Enough? Remember Andrew?
Oh, I didn't know he was going to be in it either. Okay.
Yeah, he's the front. He's the picture. He's the picture on the front there.
All right.
There's a bunch of awesome guys. We put it up on the page. You can check it out on the Facebook page.
Okay, so Money in the Bank for the third straight pay-per-view. We've got Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin.
Is it on the pre-show again?
Pre-show match again. See, this is what I'm worried about when we're doing 2 shows a month, that they're going to be doing this like every single show. And that's what, especially when you've got half the roster.
But like I said, do you remember all the people that's getting pulled up from NXT?
Yeah.
To fulfill these rosters? So there will be those storylines and those things that'll fill in. So you will still have the situation of the pre-match, but I think by doing that, the matches that like Corbin and like Ziggler will be moved down to the main card, because then you'll have the matches like Ty Dillinger versus whoever.
No way, Jose.
No way, Jose. And in the pre-show.
I like that idea myself. I would rather see NXT guys in the pre-show, and don't even get me started on how they're using Dolph Ziggler. Okay, I don't even. I'd use words I'm not allowed to.
No, you're allowed to use them all. It's a podcast. But what I'm saying is, at the same time, what do you expect out of Ziggler right now? Like, whose spot would he take? And be honest. Don't be like, well, I don't like KO, so he can take KO's spot.
No, I don't. I wouldn't necessarily say that he's going to take somebody's spot, but do I think he'd make a great 7th entrant in the Money in the Bank match? I do.
Maybe so.
I think he'd be good for that spot.
I think it's really weird how they've treated these, like, this era between, like, the Ruthless Aggression era and this new era. Those guys are all gone almost, besides The Miz, Dolph, Sheamus.
And also Corbin, with Baron
Kofi.
Corbin, he's won most of his matches, right?
Kind of.
He's won most of them.
Yeah,
and
he's
they're
looked
trying
strong.
He's looked strong, and you got him in the pre-show.
Yeah. Well, who wins?
Ooh, this is the rubber match, isn't it?
I think so.
Oh, man. I think Corbin takes it.
Yeah, I agree. Baron Corbin.
I agree also, just because they screw Ziggler.
Well, the brand split might be something that benefits Dolph, though, so...
I agree, I think it could.
But then again, he might get lost, who knows?
Man,
Maybe he'll go down via the Cruiserweight show, who knows?
I think he's overweight. He's over the weight limit, isn't he?
Maybe.
You think he
he's
wouldn't
probably
be,
about
but-
the same as Tajiri.
Why did they bring back Corporate Kane last night? Everybody was saying he was retired and gone. And
Well, no.
There he is.
I mean, they've been saying that he would get that final run situation thing, but I don't think
they brought Corporate Kane back just to do, because they brought Teddy Long back last week.
I think it's just a surprise for the week kind of thing.
Yeah, they're doing like the old authority figures type, the brand split. You might see William Regal next week.
Yeah.
See, but I think with the
you
brand
might see
split,
Eric Bischoff to promote
the
DVD.
I think with the brand split, though, that gives him the chance to stay around.
Maybe so, but like you guys you haven't seen Big Show or Mark Henry or Kane since Mania very much.
Well,
I mean,
Big Show is openly came out and said on a couple different occasions, he did it on the Stone Cold podcast, that he only had 2 years left in him.
Yeah.
He said
I feel like he said that 4 years ago.
Yeah, 2 healthy, good years in him, as long as he stayed healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. He definitely still has value, but I don't know. We'll see. The The other pre-show match is Apollo Crews versus Sheamus. This new era versus new era killer.
I like this. I like this image of Sheamus. I don't like Sheamus.
Yeah.
But I like this. So it could win me over if this is done
This
correctly.
is actually how I thought they would book Orton when he comes back. Being like the guy who goes against the new era.
The
new
new era killer?
Yeah. Because, I mean, he
The
did
Legend
the Legend
Killer.
Killer.
Legend Killer.
Now he's
That-
the Rookie
I've
Killer.
said that,
Yeah.
But
That was
Cena,
it.
as he is
But see,
he is formally in this position for,
yeah, he's already
for the rest of his
the
career.
Superman of killer.
Shouldn't he be back soon, by the way?
Yeah,
Shouldn't
I've
he be
wondered
back
why-
soon? Him and Bray both. I thought they were supposed to be back.
They might be just holding it off for the brand split. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think Apollo Crews wins this.
I have to agree. But it wouldn't surprise me if Sheamus
No,
won.
it wouldn't.
I want Apollo Crews to win, but it wouldn't surprise me if Sheamus won.
I go with Apollo, though.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so let's go to the main show. We have this.
After that.
We've got some weird convoluted Divas tag match.
It's not convoluted.
I guess not, but Charlotte and Dana Brooke versus Natalya and Becky Lynch. I really don't know where. I have no idea.
There's so much cool hair in the women's wrestling division.
There's
right
so much
now.
fake hair in the women's division. And my wife is the one to point that out, by the way. I would say usually in those situations the champ doesn't necessarily get pinned, but she loses. I think Becky Lynch might pin Dana Brooke in this match.
Yeah. Yes. Dana takes the pin.
Yeah.
Um,
You're agreeing with me a little too much.
No.
I'm gonna.
I agree with
go
you a
on
lot.
the other side of the court here. It's not for the title, correct?
Right.
I'm gonna say I think Natalya gets to pin Charlotte.
Okay. I don't
If
think
not
Charlotte.
pin, submit.
Maybe Natalya submits Becky or Dana Brooke. I don't know.
It's not for losing the title, though.
It's not for the
gonna-
title.
No.
Her
Becky.
and Natalya just had the feud, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Either they're going to keep the feud, and Natalya could pin her to keep it going, or
Yes.
they're starting a new one and Becky gets the pin over.
Yeah.
That could,
I don't.
could go that way.
I just think since it's a tag match and there's no title involved, no matter what, Dana and Charlotte lose.
I agree with that.
All right. Anyway, I don't really care about that match to be completely. I mean, I really don't because there's just so much more to this. I guess I'm just impatient because I'm waiting for Sasha.
I do not care for Sasha.
Has
like
she been hurt?
if she
She's
comes
hurt.
If she's hurt,
if she
or
comes
sober?
in, I know she could put on a good show. But she's just
She's a character. That's the point.
it's just for me. It's just like
I like her. I think a lot of people like her.
Speaking of someone that Tim likes, Titus O'Neil's facing Rusev.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
I was holding my breath. I know this might be a little insensitive, but when they were doing the Orlando thing, I was like, Titus, don't go near Vince. Please don't go near Vince.
Did you see Rusev? Rusev gave him that right on the spot when
Yeah.
he grabbed Vince.
Yeah, I did. Wow.
But I'm telling you, Titus gets this title.
You think so?
He gets it, I'm not saying he gets it this show, but I'm saying he gets this title. I told you after this, they're going to come back, they're going to push him, he's going to get a title.
They've been a little bit slow with it. He came back for a few
Good.
weeks, and and I like that. That's good. He's definitely somebody that deserves at least a shot at it. I mean, has he had a singles title?
Never.
That's what I thought.
Never. And never even had a shot.
I like him, and I think he deserves one, but I don't think he's going to get it. I really don't.
I'm not saying he gets it this pay-per-view, but I'm thinking he gets it.
Well, I'm saying I don't think he gets it at all.
I don't mean to be completely racial about this, but I think it really depends on which show if he ends up on the same show with New Day, I don't think he'll get the title.
Oh, really?
I think if he ends up on a different show, I think he might have a better shot
I
at
think
it.
he is on SmackDown. He would be on SmackDown.
I don't know. Maybe that's just the Walking Dead fan of me that thinks. So, do you think he wins this match, or do you think?
I think this match gets DQ'd.
Okay, I could see that. I think Rusev will win. Kind of cheating wise. He doesn't get disqualified, but he kind of pulls the tights, maybe.
I think he's just going to straight submit him.
Wow. Okay.
Keep it short and sweet. He's going to make him tap.
I don't think Vince doesn't like him. I don't think. I don't know if maybe it has something to do with what happened there.
He has a title.
I mean, no, Vince doesn't
Oh,
like
Titus.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
I think he's pissed off a couple people maybe in the back or upper, higher.
Maybe.
Party.
I think if that was,
I'd like him to have it.
I think if that was the case, they would have released him with this last batch. I don't know.
I think that would have stirred some shit in the pot big time, though.
Maybe.
There could have been a lawsuit involved with that.
Maybe.
I think there would have been a racial card pulled there, maybe. And there would have been some
Probably.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so the tag team title 4-way cluster of a match, which I am looking forward to, but it's the New Day versus the Vaudevillains versus the Club versus Enzo and Cass.
Yeah.
These type of matches, I wish they were elimination matches.
Yes.
I don't like them when they're just one pinfall and that's
I agree.
it.
Yeah, that's big.
Plus, it's so hard.
It's hard to keep track. They can't hardly keep track on
You got
a
8
camera.
men. You got 8 men.
They can't keep track of a camera
No,
on a
technically.
triple threat match.
Yeah, but I think New Day keeps it.
Yeah, I think so. I think the Club is just they are. Is this like a no DQ match since it's Fatal 4-Way? How does that work? I know on WWE 2K16 it's no DQ.
I wonder if it'll be that way on 2K17.
But the Club is kind of like just spending their time there right now. I don't think they're going to hold the titles. Enzo and Cass, it's not their time yet. Vaudevillains.
It'll never be their time.
I agree with that statement.
Maybe if they...
I don't care what anybody says. If you're going to tell me that you can see Simon Gotch and Aiden English as tag champions...
Aiden English is connected to the Guerreros.
And you tell me that the Young Bucks look like 15-year-old girls, you're a goof. Not you personally. I'm just saying in general.
Aiden English is connected to the Guerreros, and that doesn't mean.
But what does that matter? What does that matter?
I mean, you have the Colognes on there doing what the heck they're doing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying a lot of people don't care.
I think Enzo and Cass get it. I think
this time
here. This time,
huh.
And I believe it's going to start a feud with New Day.
How about that segment Monday?
Yeah, and that's why. That's one of the reasons that led me to believe that I think it could happen this time and start a feud and New Day get him back, and
dude, the shoe situation on Monday was cracking me.
Oh my goodness, Franny.
That was
oh my god.
I don't know.
That was people were actually saying that was not funny. I mean, I do not understand.
Man, maybe wrestling isn't for you.
Those two are. That's just asking for good promos.
Oh yeah. And, the reason why I could see that, Vince is a huge fan of Big Cass.
Oh,
he
big
is.
fan.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he probably also likes Big E, too. So those guys could collide down the road in singles matches.
Yeah.
New Day's had the titles for a while, though, now.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I think...
But they sell a lot of merch, that's why.
They do, but I think they could sell merch
But so does
anyway
Enzo
without
and Cass.
Another thing.
Yes.
When they made fun of the cones on their head, and Kofi shook it for as long as he did, and it kept smacking him in the face. Oh my gosh, that was some of the funniest shit I've seen in a while on wrestling.
That was good. I will go New Day as well, because I think they're going to hold the titles at least until SummerSlam.
Yeah, they're going to make the tag belts worth winning.
There's another pay-per-view in between this and SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
See, that's why I still think Enzo and Big Cass get it.
I wonder, are they going to have separate tag belts too?
No.
Because I think that would be too much. But
Well, they've also talked about it too.
Tag division is
So.
heating up, though.
It is. There's definitely a lot more. I mean, you need to have someone feud with the Shining Stars at some point.
Well,
But-
you've got both the American Alpha and the Revival that could be brought
Oh,
up.
yeah.
You know, I thought they put on a heck of a match.
You're good. Looking at that 4-way right there, you're good on tags.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Without
you can
even
pick two
bringing
champions
anybody
out.
up.
Yeah.
yeah. That's been one of the biggest improvements of the last year is the tag team division.
Recently.
Yeah. So this fun match with John Cena and AJ Styles,
The dream match?
the dream match of the year, I guess you could say.
The nobody care who wins, who loses match.
I don't care who wins or who loses. That's saying
So
something.
they say. So
Exactly.
people say.
You know, I think they've really built this up very well.
Now that it's supposed to happen, does it not make sense what I've said before about it not make it doesn't matter because this is one of those situations where it doesn't.
I agree. It doesn't matter. And this, if AJ Styles was a young and upcoming star, it would matter. I think.
I think it matters anyway, depending on who wins and who loses.
I agree, but the reason why I say it doesn't is because you know there are plans down the road for AJ Styles and Finn Balor. There just has to be.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can see the long-term plans already. They've already hinted at the crap out of that.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not too worried about that, especially if they've got big plans for Cena and
If
SummerSlam.
they were smart, they'd be making plans for Nakamura and AJ.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with that.
My point to it is what if AJ wins? Look at the possibilities if AJ wins.
I mean, the fact that Kevin Owens
I
beat
mean,
him, the possibility is there.
You
Yeah,
could
it
always
very
have Finn
easily
come in
happen.
and cost Cena the match. I mean, that could happen. You never know.
I mean, it's whatever in that situation.
But
You don't know.
He garners so much more from winning, though. You know, what I mean? I think the possibility is AJ in the
AJ,
match.
yeah.
Because if he loses, then people are like, "Oh, Cena buried another guy." You know what I mean? Even though that's not what's going to happen. That's what the people will say.
Yeah. People will say that.
But if he wins, you know.
But listen, this is where you need to understand. Even if AJ wins, it still doesn't fucking matter because everybody's gonna whine and bitch about it. Well, he won this one, but they're probably gonna take this into the next show, and then it'll be Dream Match number 2, and then Cena will win, and Cena will beat him clean with 5 F5 with 5 attitude adjustments, and AJ's gonna hit him with a Mack truck, and he's still gonna get up at 2.
Yeah.
So that's gonna happen because people just, for some reason, like to not like Cena.
Yeah.
But I would personally, I think it would be good for everybody in general if AJ won
I
this
agree.
match and this feud if they're doing a feud.
I agree. I think Cena wins somehow. I think this might be a match that AJ dominates, but Cena will catch him with something.
Mm-hmm. He'll go for that forearm and catch him in the AA.
Something like that. Who do you pick?
See, it's to the point to where it's hard for me to go against John Cena, just because of how it is. But I think,
Yes.
that because this is Cena's first match back, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard for him to, to be Cena,
Yeah.
to get momentum as So, but just I just have to go with AJ. It just feels like AJ to
Okay.
me is going to win this.
I honestly think it really depends on whether or not this is a one-time thing or it's going to be a feud. If it's a one-time thing, I really believe that John Cena will win. But if this is going to be, if they're going to go again at another pay-per-view in SummerSlam, AJ Styles.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. There's a lot of buzz around this match. I think it's more likely to be a one-time thing if Finn interferes and turns on AJ, because that'll set that up. We'll see. There's a lot of different scenarios that could happen.
Finn's supposed to have been coming up for a long time now.
Like a year, I know. Trust me, I know. All right, Money in the Bank ladder match. We have Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Dean Ambrose, Alberto Del Rio, and the gift of Chris Jericho.
Loaded.
in this match. All right, we're gonna
The
have,
greatest of all time.
The goat.
Well, okay. Yeah, sure. We're gonna have two pick. I'm gonna have two picks in this match. We're gonna pick the guy we think we will win, and the guy that is like the dark horse,
Nice.
who we could see winning. But I think Kevin Owens will win. I think, although it's really tough the way they teased Ambrose on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know what you're talking about.
well, they had a segment on Monday with the Shield, and he teased that he would come in and cash in on them, and they may have been doing that.
You didn't see that?
I didn't watch that part.
Oh,
I didn't catch it.
Ambrose brought him down, on his asylum show. He let Seth say why he was going to win.
It's there.
Yeah.
I can.
Roman said why he was going to win, and then at the
blah
end,
blah blah. It doesn't
Dean
matter
was
because
like,
I'm going to turn in at the end.
yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
whether it's you or you.
The same thing you hear every year.
Yeah.
So I don't think Ambrose. I think they teased that a little bit too much.
I agree.
So I'm gonna go with Kevin Owens. My dark horse, I think, is probably Chris Jericho. Just because you said something a few shows ago that interested me about how he wins and then goes away.
Exactly.
That sounds a lot. That sounds very intriguing.
That's awesome because they've never done it before, and why not let Chris Jericho be the first one to do it?
And go away with the.
Every time somebody wins that case, they suck.
Yeah.
To the point to where people forget about it. Except for Seth Rollins for the most part, but he never got anything solid.
John Cena.
He never got anything solid, Well, Cena cashed in quick. If Jericho wins and leaves, like he just, I'm Money in the Bank, see you guys, and then out of nowhere he's surprised and comes back whenever.
Yeah.
I think that would be an awesome thing, and he could do, he could be out, doing stuff with Fozzy and have his suitcase with him. He could be out on the road and be in a limousine in the back, and he could have his, sitting shotgun with him. There's just so much funny stuff that he could do, and so much he's getting so much heel heat.
Like back when CM Punk was quitting the company and he walked around with the title.
That kind of thing. Yeah. I think it would be really cool. So Jericho is my dark horse, but I've got to go with Kevin Owens.
Okay.
I really, really, really want to pick Ambrose in either one of those places.
I do too.
But since they teased him, like you said, I agree with you. I don't think it's going to be him. I'm going to go with Cesaro.
Okay.
So I really think it's his. Me and Timothy were talking about it a little bit earlier. I said, why hasn't he gotten a push yet? The pop he got when he came back, and he's a great wrestler, athletic as can be. His mic skills aren't the best, the greatest. I think they're getting better. But Tim made a comment earlier that's mic skills have kind of went by the wayside lately. Because look at Roman. Roman's mic skills aren't the best. He's the champ. But then, anyway, my dark horse, my boy, Sami Zayn.
I don't think they'll give it to him yet, but that would be interesting as well.
That's what dark horse.
Everyone in this match is capable of being a champion, and that's what I like to see. I think an interesting element of this is the brand split. Like, what happens to that Money in the Bank winner if we're not talking about the Chris Jericho going away thing? Where do they end up? What champion do they go after? That's going to be something that
And that's also why I think it would be cool if Jericho got it. It's like, hey, we know who it is, but we're not worried about that right now. And then, boom, he shows up on whatever show.
Something we really haven't talked about, though, isn't there a seventh mystery entrant?
No, they're just going with six. They're just pretending like they never announced.
All right.
Yeah,
just making sure. Gotcha.
They're hoping you have amnesia.
I like the seventh mystery entrant idea.
Yeah, I thought that maybe that they would do Bray Wyatt, kind of like they did last year. He came in. I don't think Orton would want to do a ladder match. He's pretty...
Orton doesn't want to do anything.
Okay. he would strain his shoulder again.
He wants to do movies.
All right, main event: Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. This is really hard for me to pick.
Roman,
especially if there's a cash in at the end with Ambrose, because I could see Rollins winning it and then Ambrose taking it from him. Or I don't know. I am leaning towards Roman just because it's Roman.
That's why I think I'm so interested into WWE right now. Is at the same time, it's like you don't know who's going to win some of these matches because you do have the Ortons out of there, you do have Cena's, but you saw what they did with KO and him, so there's still that like you don't know kind of now, because you know darn well that they want to start getting the new guys over, you know. So, I think Reigns takes it.
This has to be another 2-part answer for me because I can't choose any other way. If they're going to turn Roman heel, he's going to keep it. Because I think him keeping it over Seth Rollins, so many people, me included, want that title out of freaking Roman's hands so bad.
Yeah.
Like, Roman is awful. I'm sorry. I hate Roman. He sucks. Okay?
All right, calm down.
All right, my bad. Stop it.
Bring it back in.
He's not very good. Anyway, but, a lot of people want Rollins to have it back. And I think that's a good way to build heat on Roman is to let him keep it. You know what I mean? Let him beat. But
yeah.
If they're not going to do that, though, I think they let Reigns win it.
Well,
just because so many people want that. That's what the people want.
I don't know if you noticed this, but Monday night he got the crowd to kind of cheer for him at the end. I mean, he had a really solid promo against Seth Rollins. So he has a chance if they just let him just stop feeding him lines. Just let him do his thing. Just like The Rock, you know?
But I would like to see them use this to turn him heel, though. I really would.
Yeah.
Everybody's wanting to see him heel for a while, but it's just like, and this is why people compare him. It's just like, he's a John Cena. They don't have to.
Yeah. I mean,
don't have to.
He's getting booed already.
You hate him.
Yeah.
And he's not a heel.
Yeah.
Like, do you think, like, that's the whole point of wrestling? Like, there's, like, the Kevin Owens. Like, I love Kevin Owens. I don't give a crap if he's heel or face. I just love him. You can't just like everybody. You know, you have to have that actual personal hate towards some people for it to feed and make sense to you. And you have that towards Roman, so I feel like it's a good thing that you don't like him. So you just watch it. So you're just like, damn it, get that title out of his hands.
Yeah.
Because no one ever holds on to the title forever.
Yeah.
Except for Ezekiel Jackson.
Except Bruno Sammartino.
Bruno.
Okay, so hey guys, Real Shoot Wrestling Facebook group. We're going to have a good Facebook chat the night of Money in the Bank. Join the group. We always have a good conversation on those shows.
Yeah.
We also will be... We might throw up something for the New Japan show this weekend. It'll be early in the morning, but
it'll actually be our Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Yeah.
At like 5 in the morning is what time their show will play. Those of us that have small children or have
we'll be up anyway.
Or don't sleep like me will be up and probably watching it at that time.
But we'll definitely have a post just for that too, so there won't be spoilers posted elsewhere.
Yeah, and if whenever you watch it, please resort back to that so then you can comment on what you'd like.
There's definitely a couple good matches. We won't talk about the whole card, but there's Kenny Omega versus Michael Elgin in the first New Japan ladder match ever,
which I'm pumped for.
That'll be good.
Just before we get into anything too serious here, I want to take a second because I know a lot of other people on the page feel the same way I do.
Okay.
We appreciate you putting the threads up.
Yeah. Well,
that's great, and obviously you got to put some effort into that. Some time into that.
Yeah.
And we appreciate it. Us outsiders.
It's just a lot more fun that way.
Yeah. And plus, even though I don't agree with them, Bill Dunn doesn't watch it when we do.
Yeah.
I don't either. I mean,
I don't usually either.
He can still, yeah.
Like when it comes to
still look at the page without
seeing
everything that happened,
and not even with pay-per-views. I'm just talking about SmackDown. I don't always watch that when it's
and
on.
I was also meaning that when you do that, I know a couple times for me, you've put links up to certain things like Slammiversary there a couple days ago.
Yeah, we'll do the same thing for New Japan.
There was a TNA one, and I actually watched that. And if you wouldn't
Because
have put
the
that link
link's
up there,
there.
yeah, I wouldn't have watched it. And I saw some really good stuff with the club in that, that made me interested. So I started watching it. So I started watching more TNA just because you put that up there. So I know a lot of other people, myself included, we appreciate that.
Well, it's because we love it. So,
Yeah,
not to get too mushy. Will Ospreay, which has been a fan of the page, he'll be on the show too against Kushida. You'll definitely want to check that out. But we'll have a link. We'll have a post for the New Japan show for those that want to check that out. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah,
it'll be a good day of wrestling.
It always is.
It'll be a great day for wrestling. So, for those that are up early on Sunday morning, definitely check that out. So, we have to talk about this NXT show from last week.
Oh, dude. Amazing.
Wasn't it great?
It was pretty good.
Now, we did that. I did this tweet where I said it wasn't the best NXT show ever, but it was good, and people got mad at me. And I'm like, okay, obviously, I'm not saying it was bad. It just wasn't like...
You got called a dick last week.
I know.
Because it wasn't me.
I know. For once, it wasn't you being the heel.
We've literally had to go
and
to
then
the
whoever
point
was
where,
blocked us.
Yeah, they blocked us.
Yeah.
They went so far as to block us because they wanted to say what they wanted to, but they didn't want us to have the chance to say anything back. But that's besides the point. Anyway, the fact that somebody called us dicks, well, you, because it wasn't me, because it's something we said on Twitter. Maybe Twitter isn't the same good place for you.
Yeah. Maybe you should have a Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't say it was a bad show. I just said it was not the best show.
It wasn't the greatest.
But that was also your opinion, because I just think every single takeover is just getting that much better. But that's just me personally, and that's because of the way it's done and the way it's ran.
Yeah. There's a revolving door there, and that keeps things fresh.
Uh-huh. If you like that kind of stuff. Some people don't like fresh.
I understand that. It's hard to start. I would say the two matches that I remember the most are the Nakamura Aries match, because that was the first time. I think that was the first time either one of those guys wrestled on a takeover at Full Sail, and
yes,
and so
takeover at Full Sail.
Yeah.
They wrestled at Full Sail.
Yeah, but not on
just
a
a
pay-per-view. Yeah,
this is like the
so that was definitely cool to see that. And then the cage match, the first cage match in NXT history, was
hung above the ring.
It wasn't. It was hung in segments above the ring. It wasn't connected. I said they would assemble it.
It was connected at the top, and they didn't even. It's to the point now the way they didn't even touch the damn thing. They literally
because it was a house show cage, like I said.
No, it wasn't. A house show cage floats above the ring. Have you been to a house show with cage match?
Yes, I have.
I saw CM Punk and Miz.
I did
in
too.
A cage, and it hung above the ring.
I think you're forgetting things.
I have pictures.
Okay, I will be interested to see those pictures. But what did you think of those matches?
I loved them. I loved both of them. I loved every single match.
Yeah.
The Todd Dillinger is entertaining.
Entertaining. He's the most underrated guy in NXT. Even when we went and saw him in Pittsburgh, he was very over with that crowd.
We talked about him before I got here.
He is.
I enjoy him. I like him a lot.
He's one of those guys that have been there, like Jason Jordan, for a long time, and he just has respect to the crowd.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. We were talking about it on the way here. Like, he's been around since the last time DX was together.
Yeah.
Because
Sean, he was in a segment with them.
Yeah, Sean kicked his face off.
This guy that he faced, La Sombra, they've got to fix his name. It's just it's too long.
They took the mask off of him, which
is fine with me.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
But his name's
when he gets called up to the main roster, Vince is going to say, okay.
Well, that's why I think the middle name
Cesaro.
The middle name has the quotation
CN,
marks.
yeah.
That's fine. I think it's going to be CN whenever he gets up to the main roster.
I can't wait for Michael Cole to explain to us what that means.
No doubt.
They call him CN because it's 100. Michael Cole.
Oh, no, I get it.
Yeah.
It's just, It's funny that they had 100 going against 10.
Which Lita explained to you on the pre-show that
It's
10 is like 10 times 10.
It equals 100.
Yeah. She's great. Anyway.
She's about as good as Lillian Garcia.
Yeah. Okay. So what were your main takeaways from that show?
Asuka's a badass.
Oh, yeah.
And
She got a good match out of Nia Jax.
the tag team division's going to get even better whenever those two come up.
Yeah.
What were you going to say about the title match?
Well, I got into a debate on Facebook with somebody about this in our Facebook group. I can't remember who it was, but I said personally between the two matches, and I watched both of them very closely, I felt that there was more hype before the match around the Aries and Nakamura match. And I don't know if that made me expect more out of it, made my expectations higher or whatnot. But, I mean, I thought it was an okay match. I thought it was a good match. I didn't think it was a great match for all the hype that was put around it. I expected more out of it.
What did you expect out of it, though?
I just expected a little more. I just didn't. I didn't feel. Like they both were at their A game during the match. I just didn't feel it. I felt like they might have been a little off during the match. And then, like I said, for all the hype that was around it, though, I expected maybe something big to happen out of it, like a big spot or something.
Well, see, that's really not what they're kind of about.
No.
It's mainly physicality
Yeah.
with Nakamura. And Aries adapts really well. So what Aries did is just have... usually, that was pretty much to me... Remember Hideo that was there?
Mm-hmm.
When he was Kenta and Aries had a bunch of matches in ROH. And that's pretty much what I saw with Nakamura. He's just working a more physical style, not a whole lot of craziness, but it's gonna be a visual brutal match.
I also, though, wasn't happy with the ending either. The way the match ended. You had some good things going, and then I felt like the ending was just not right for it.
I kind of agree with that. I'll agree with you with that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I thought it was an awesome match.
Like I said, I didn't think it was a bad match. I thought it was a good match. I just didn't think it was a great match, which with everything surrounding the hype and everything, and the way it ended, I kind of expected a little better out of it.
I honestly think it was just more to get Aries over as a heel than to
That makes sense.
than to really do anything else.
That makes sense.
And like I said, it was the first time they both wrestled at a takeover at Full Sail. It was their first
kind of a dream match for NXT.
Yeah. So yeah, that was it was a good show. If you guys haven't watched that yet, you should go do that for sure.
Oh, definitely. A question before we move on.
Okay.
Do you think Nia Jax was legit knocked out at the end of their match?
It's possible. Anything's possible when you're wrestling Asuka.
Yeah. But what? Honest opinion?
I don't think so.
I don't either.
I
how they
she
get?
was.
Honestly, I don't mean this to be mean, but how would they have gotten her out of there?
Well, no. I mean, I'm not saying she was Enzo knocked out, but I think she was. I think she was a little. I think she was a little woozy. I mean, don't you think that was a little weird of an ending for that match?
It was, but I don't know. I don't think it's possible. I mean, Asuka's pretty stiff. It's probably more stiff than anything she's experienced.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. You got to understand, Sarah Del Rey is the one training these girls. She's probably being stiffer than anybody else.
Yeah, but Dave Meltzer said that Asuka's the best worker in the company right now.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that's saying a lot for Dave. I mean, I know he likes the Japanese style, but that's saying a lot.
Yeah. He likes it because it's fucking entertaining.
I know. Okay. One little tidbit before we go to the match of the week. We have to mention Chris Warren, the guy that sings on the DX song and Triple H's his old theme song. He passed away today, I think.
Yep.
Or this morning,
man. 49.
Not a good year for Triple H lead vocalist.
Literally, if he gets new music, he has to get somebody brand new.
Yeah. So I mean, unless he gets maybe Stephanie to do something.
He could get Ozzy.
That's true. He was hanging out with Ozzy
That's like the next
last
best
week.
thing.
That's probably why he went over there.
Yeah, he was like, Ozzy, I need some
Hey, man, I
music.
need a song. Yeah. So,
Good Triple H impersonation.
I think we need to back up for just a second, gentlemen.
What?
I don't think we did the Finn Samoa Joe match any justice. We didn't really talk about it.
okay.
Okay.
I really think that match out of the two was a great match. I really think that was a great match.
Uh-huh.
I think the feud had been going on for a while, and I think, I've watched several of their matches now, and I know that was the first one inside a cage, but I really think, is that the first time they've wrestled with Finn's paint on him?
Yeah, that's the
Demon
first
Finn?
time he's lost as a demon.
That's the
That's
first
right,
time he's
yeah.
lost.
I mean, he looked good. They made him look good. They made him look strong. I thought the match was great. I thought it was a great match. I thought they both were on point.
Yeah.
It really impressed me. It really did. I was like, wow.
When it comes to that type of situation, I don't think anybody really loses.
No,
Wow.
especially when Finn. The NXT tradition has always been putting over somebody before you get caught up, and even though Finn has a match coming up, I mean he's on his way.
With Nakamura.
I thought they weren't going to let
Yes.
him lose, though, as the demon. They were going to save
Yeah,
that for the
I
main
mean,
roster.
no. I mean, it's just it gives more credibility to Samoa Joe in
yeah.
that victory that he got. So it makes him look stronger, and it's really not going to hurt him whenever he's going to end up moving up to the main roster. But at the same time, they just set up, like I said, Finn and Nakamura for
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yeah,
So, who do you think Finn goes before Joe?
I think so only because
they both go at
they
the same time.
they have a spot specifically for him with the AJ Styles thing. I mean that's been
Samoa Joe, in my book's pretty good, and I mean his TNA. I thought he did well. His TNA stuff was
yeah.
It was awesome, except for when they started tattooing.
well
his face.
that too. But I mean, he's experienced. He's been around for a while. I really like the guy.
Joe
I think
can
he can
go. I've
wrestle,
always
yeah.
liked Joe. I steal moves from him from time to time whenever I was wrestling.
And I know, I know more about him than I know about Finn. You know what I mean? Just because of the past stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it would
Dude,
surprise me if Joe
oh my
went
gosh,
first.
it's there's so many funny promos and stuff with the Bullet Club in Japan with Finn and stuff because you got to talk so slow whenever they're
Yeah.
American. Oh man, he would. Oh, I have to find it and put it up on the page because there's just some straight gold diapers on there.
Yeah, so that was definitely a good match. I always enjoy the psychology of a cage match, especially when you got a heel like Joe, who's just relentless.
Yeah.
And that finish was just amazing.
Yes, really
and
good.
Finn sold it so well. People
Yeah.
were like, "Oh my God, is Finn hurt?"
Yeah.
So I mean, it was really good. So match of the week. Obviously mine is in the past.
Like always.
Mine happened 25 years ago today.
Okay.
Okay, Clash of the Champions.
Woo!
15.
Clash of the Champions is my favorite non-pay-per-view special.
2 out of 3 falls match between Ric Flair and Bobby Eaton.
Hell yeah.
2 out of 3 falls.
That sounds
25 years ago today, June 14th, 1991. Go check it out on the network. It's really good.
What's up, special guest?
You like the cage match? Is that it?
I do. I really do. That one was probably, especially for the week, that was my favorite for sure. But I'm not gonna lie, I also really enjoyed last night's tag match, the beginning Open Raw.
Okay.
I thought it was really good too.
Yeah. And I tell you what else was also a good match was the KO Del Rio versus Lucha Dragons.
Yeah,
That was
for them
really
to keep,
good.
for them to keep their spots in the Money in the Bank.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't get. Like I said, I did a lot of.
It was a good Raw.
moving in
I
my
thought it
house
was a really
last
good
night.
Raw.
It was good. Good go home show.
Yeah, I mean they opened up with the
I'm
4.
sorry, did you just say good go home show?
I stuttered a little bit. Go ahead, Smooth.
Huh?
So go ahead, Mr. Smooth.
Whatever, dude. I'm gonna have to go with my match of the week. It sucks, and I hate to do this, but
Jeff and Matt Artie.
Oh, totally. Totally. No, it was Cedric Alexander and a guy I do not remember.
Tim just buried somebody.
Well, no, I didn't bury him. It was an awesome match, and he, in fact, beat Cedric in the match, but it was for Evolve, the first show this past weekend. I forget exactly what the number was, but it was from the first show. Cedric and this guy had an amazing match, and it actually ended in a submission, and it was really good. It had everything. It was a huge surprise, but it was just awesome.
Well, if you remember the name, make sure you comment on the Real Shoot Wrestling.
I will.
Facebook.
I'll find it and I'll put it up online.
Okay.
Sammy and Cesaro was really good too.
It was.
Every time they lock up,
So was
it's
Jericho
good.
and Ambrose.
It was. Yes, it was too. Raw was just good, period, last night. They had some good matches.
Convince everybody
Speaking
else.
of that, did you catch Cena mentioning PWG last night?
ROH?
ROH
Yes.
and New Japan.
Japan.
And
New
just
Japan Pro Wrestling?
conveniently forgetting TNA again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was... that
Or
was
any
fun.
of the companies that you're pulling your cruiserweights from.
Keeps calling
He's
him,
burying them and he's not even there yet.
Keeps calling him Indie Boy.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows about Rev Pro and all that. Okay, Wrestler of the Week. I got to go with Finn Balor because he's been pretty much Mr. NXT for the last year. Sami Zayn's been hurt. Hideo Itami's been hurt. He's kind of had to carry them, and to put over a guy like Samoa Joe, especially as a demon, was a big deal. And he wasn't afraid to do that in the cage match on his way out the door before facing Nakamura in Brooklyn. It's going to be a good match for sure. But this is a guy that could be one of the guys to watch in the future on the main roster. But he just, I thought he did. We talked about it earlier, but I thought he was the MVP of that show.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, but at the same time, on him, because it's just getting old on NXT to me.
They need to do something with him. They need
So
to move
I
him up.
need to see them to put the big money behind
That's
it.
why they're putting him with Nakamura, because I think that'll...
No, I'm talking like I need to see him on the main roster.
Yeah.
Well, that's coming.
I know it is.
But it's been coming, like we
I'm
said,
just
for
saying.
a year or two now. People
It
are, I think,
has
tired of waiting,
every
you know what I mean?
takeover. We're like, all right, this is his last match on NXT.
Oh, tonight Finn's showing up.
All right, so, and that's partially his fault for being a
he
troll.
messes with everybody.
Okay, so what's your wrestler of the week?
I think it's him again.
Okay, Justin.
All right, this is for a few of my boys back home.
All right, Elkins.
Luke
Elkins
Heyer.
Buchanan.
Luke Heyer, Cody Birkenstock, but for sure, Luke's dad, Mr. Mike Heyer of Legends Family Grill in Buchanan, West Virginia.
All
If
right.
you ever get a chance, check him
Another
out.
pun. Another throwing it in there.
Mike Heyer,
gonna-
Ric Flair, baby. Woo!
All right.
Wrestler of the week, baby. Ric Flair. And I want to say this why. I am happy that they finally got
Take
him
him
off
off
TV.
TV.
I really am. Because he was such...
You know, he's a guy that might end up showing up as one of these former GMs.
I don't know if he could do it, though. He's went so far downhill. Like,
All they gotta do
It's
is
just
put him on
bad.
TV.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's been on TV for a while,
And
so
he's,
it's so
and he's making himself look like, I think, he's kind of stooping down now to a level that...
But how much
he was
of that?
so great.
How much of that is an act, though? I mean, he knows that. I mean, just look at his character on Camp WWE. I mean, that's pretty much the same character he's playing on TV now.
Having sex with bears?
Yes.
He was so great, and I think he's kind of, the longer he stays around, the more he does this kind of thing, kind of, maybe dilutes his image a little bit, so.
I will agree.
I'm glad they got him. I mean, he was taking bumps there, he took a bump at WrestleMania, and he took a bump there with Charlotte one night. I mean, come on, Rick. 70, what is he, 70?
Hey.
And
they're still out there doing it, bro.
Still
I
making
know, but he just
money.
doesn't look good doing it, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. That's what I said about Undertaker, but he's still out
yeah.
there.
All right, Tim.
Owen Hart.
Owen Hart. Why?
Owen Hart, I over this past week I got to, what do you mean why? First of all, he would have been better than Brett if not have passed
Brett was
away.
going to be my second if we got a second.
No, you don't get a second,
No.
so suck it. No, Owen would have been better than Brett if he would have lived.
Okay. I don't disagree.
That is a guarantee, first of all. Second of all, just how he was as what he was is just awesome. He and the matches that he would do, he was so good that he could go out there and go out of his way to have a bad match.
Oh yeah, he did that on purpose.
He did it on
Was
purpose
the
to make boys in the back laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was
So-
the match he passed away against Stone Cold Steve Austin?
No,
No.
it was just a bullcrap match. I think it was
It was
against
on
Ted,
live
wasn't
TV
it?
though, wasn't it?
Because that's when he was doing his whole like censorship, cleaning up. Like
He was the Blue Blazer.
He was the Blue Blazer, but doing like a Hulk Hogan gimmick.
Because Austin was in the main event after that.
Yeah.
So
But he fell from the ceiling or a
Yeah.
rope or
Yeah.
something, correct? And,
Yeah,
and
a
they
rope
took
broke.
one off TV.
A
There's
rope broke and he hit his head off a turnbuckle.
something happened. We'll see.
This is crazy about that is literally in Mannington, they would accidentally play a pay-per-view by accident here and there, and that was literally one of the
In middle
pay-per-views. Yeah, that
Oh.
was literally one of the pay-per-views that they accidentally played
Oh, man.
for free all over the Mannington view and area,
Oh,
and I was watching when it happened.
Oh wow. I
you didn't
vaguely
see it happen,
No, they didn't because
but-
there was a
I was saying,
video
it-
playing when it happened.
Like that,
Um,
I think.
But anyway, yeah, definitely go check out Owen Hart matches. He was one of the most he was flexible as a performer. He could do it all.
He literally could. Like, this is the best way to look at it, is a lot of the generation now are the ones that looked up to Jericho.
Like Will Ospreay and
and
those
Jericho
guys.
looked up to Owen Hart.
Yeah.
He even says, like, if there was a top 10 list reasons of why I left WCW to go to WWE was to have the chance to work Owen Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even as a kid, he drew a picture because he's from Canada and that's where he worked. He drew a picture of him and Owen Hart as tag team champions in Canada and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like he's amazing.
And every time I see like Will Ospreay and Ricochet, it reminds me of Owen and
Yeah.
Bulldog.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I'll take Dynamite Kid over Bulldog.
I know you like Dynamite Kid, Calgary.
Every day.
All right, guys. Hey, check out the Real Shoot Wrestling page on Facebook, RSW Podcast on Twitter, on Instagram, YouTube. We're going to have all kinds of fun stuff this weekend with both shows. So you definitely want to go check out the page. We'll be live tweeting. We'll be having.
We'll be live on the Facebook page.
Yes. We'll be having so much good, clean fun. And please don't block us if you don't like what we tweet.
All right, yeah, and also if you don't like what we tweet, you can blame Gabe because he's the one that mainly talks on there.
Suck it. Okay.
Real quick, one last time. Just want to thank Gabe, Tim for letting me come up, be on the podcast, and
Sure,
for everything
bro.
they do on the
Shout
page,
out to
guys.
Big Timber Brewing.
Yeah,
Big Timber.
Elkins.
And
Where's Kept Secret?
give us a nice review on iTunes. Subscribe to us. all
Rob
that.
Fink.
Rob Fink. You have anything left to say?